world is burning, and we want to know why. From the planning and prepping to the sacrifice, is Burning Man connected to the Maui fires and missing children? How does Saturn and the hexagon come into play? Welcome to Rabbit Hole Research. I am Chevy Cool Lady discussing alternate possibilities as we jump down this wild rabbit hole. Please grab a snack and a bevy. Don't forget to like and subscribe to let YouTube know you're seeking the truth from content creators like me. Thanks so much. Man-made burns gone astray. Greed, negligence or climate change fire causes boil down to one thing: it's all our fault. But what if it's not our fault at all? What if there is another agenda at play? The wealthy elite's agenda to profit from man's suffering. What if it's worse than that? What if there is a blood pact between the most sinister of forces and the elite in exchange for power? Sounds too crazy. Let's dive in anyway. Please stick with me until the end to avoid any misunderstanding. Thanks so much. In no way am I saying this is fact. These are ideas I have put together, and I would love to hear your ideas in the comment box below. There are a lot of ideas floating around the internet. We are not trying to mislead anyone, in any way. But, rather, unplug people from the matrix by encouraging everyone listening to research everything for yourself. And if you think the truth is on TV, it's because you are programmed. Thanks for joining me. Let's talk about land grabs. This era is coming to an end, and we are seeing the reality that we have come to believe unraveling like an old sweater. And what lies beneath is quite disturbing. We see elite forces profit enormously from mankind's suffering. We cannot address all of the issues or even all of the wildfires in this realm, but we will definitely talk about one of the most recent and devastating events of my life, the Maui fires and subsequent missing children. Where could they be? Why no outcry from parents? Are they all gone? Incinerated or abducted? Why so many conflicting reports? Why do the numbers not add up? What if this event was connected to another elite event that happened shortly before the fires of August 8, 2023? What event? One that may have made the Hawaiian land grabs possible, a sacrifice of fire. Absurd. Maybe not.
Let's explore the possibilities. The causes of worldwide fire, apart from the narrative of climate change and man's carelessness and greed. Let's look at this from a more spiritual stance. These are just opinions and information I have gathered in one spot. It's up to you to research for yourselves and draw your own conclusions. The depiction of holy fire consuming Abraham's sacrifice looks stunningly similar to the laser fire. Don't you think? The biblical account said fire came from heaven and consumed the offering in its entirety. We also see the fire of God appearing in other accounts. He appeared as a fire to Moses in the burning bush. The fire enveloped but did not consume the tree. One thing that was observed in the Maui fires was houses were consumed to ashes, but trees right next to them remained intact. Burning world. Burning man. Burning children. Child sacrifice? But sacrifice to whom? And for what purpose? Let us delve a little deeper.
We were told that the causes of the Maui fires were downed electrical cables and climate change. The electrical company said the juice was turned off. Controversy and lawsuits ensuing. One thing we know is, the sirens were not activated. We know also school was off for the day and there were missing children from the school records. After school resumed post-fire, we know that the Lahaina property is prime for the picking now that it's been incinerated too. The power companies and the elite are hungry for buying at pennies on the dollar. Maybe the fires were planned and announced to the world through the elite's game called Burning Man. I know this sounds crazy, but let's explore this notion together. Starting with the premise that this world or realm is much different than we think. It is run by a handful of wealthy families with bloodline that span hundreds of years. Whose job it is to promote crisis so they can bank the returns. They get together, they have oaths and blood contracts with Lucifer. They have prayer warriors, and festivals, rituals, and sorcery. They make blood sacrifice, they implore and carry out the deeds of Saturn in exchange for their world domination, which they will keep at all cost. And I, in my faith say, until the day of the Lord comes. But it would seem things may be a lot more complex than my brain can hold. My head is about to explode. And I haven't even gotten to the black cube and the hexagon yet. The Earth is tiny in relation to Saturn. Think of how we must be affected by Saturn's gravitational pull. Now, also consider that Saturn is emitting a frequency, which I actually listened to, and it was frightening. A Harvard professor suggested that Saturn may be a huge broadcasting system. The frequency, vibrating through the particle and gas storms that cover the face of Saturn, swirling with such a fervor it creates an anomaly of an hexagon at its north pole. No kidding. How did the ancients know? It has baffled scientists since the 1981 Voyager photos were transmitted to NASA. We are told. The center of the 3D hexagon is the black cube. The same one you see displayed at huge commerce centers around the world. In theory, we live in the matrix of the Saturn and Moon. The black cube is our prison Earth. This is my take. It is quite deep. Saturn is known as the great architect connecting with the Freemasons, and we know how they love symbols. I am suggesting possibilities. I am not saying this is fact but opinion based on hours of research and a fundamentally faith-filled belief system. You can believe what you want, but I suggest you do the research to back it up. There is a lot more I could add. You can see who benefits from man's disasters. It's the same ones who benefited from the pandemic. It's always the same. The elite. Why, you ask? Because they own everything. The elite's agenda, the World Economic Forum, that is, you will own nothing and be happy by 2030. Are these fires mass population control? Maybe gene harvesting as well for the New World Order. Time will tell. Thanks for watching. I am excited about the next video where I will dive deep into music festivals and mass inhalation. Is there a connection? After the P&I war breaking out this week, I wonder. Please join me next time. And as always, please like and subscribe.